Hi, good afternoon, welcome to Ikate's Crossing. Okay, so I got my order from Hand Me That Pencil. I've got most of her decks and most of her tarot and oracle. There might have been a few from the past that I haven't, but that's okay. I've got most of them. And so I finally saw one, or half of one, or a part of the pack that I wanted. I thought, well, next month I'll get the next one, but she's very, very kindly sent me the whole thing. So I really, really do appreciate it. I do always want to make sure that I purchase any new decks, any tarot or oracle decks that she has coming out. Anyway, she did send me, of course, I always get the link to her guidebooks. When you order a deck from her, she does send you the link to be able to download the guidebook yourself from her when you purchase her decks. She does give you that link. So that's a little thank you from her. Now I also got some little stickers that she sent me. So those are quite cool. They're from the cards that she has. So we've got Guard, Dream, Peace and Wild. And I think that's absolutely gorgeous. What a neat little treat. I love that. I love those little stickers and things. I think they're so neat. And you can put them into your journal if you want to, or add them to anything that you like. But let's have a look at the cards here. Now, these are women of different diversity, different hair colour, different styles, etc. She's got an animal in this one. There's beautiful flowery borders on these. They do have a keyword at the top. Now you can use the guidebook in regards to the meanings and things like that, but of course her decks are really, really easy to be able to read directly with the keyword as well. So here we've got ally, got anchor, which I think is really cool with the turtle, and the anchor there, this coral, which I think is kind of cool. Ash, which is neat. This reminds me of the phoenix. Talk about ash. Okay, balance, beacon. I think they're beautifully done. Here's bleed with just the rose. Now you'll see some of these cards like this as well. Bloom, cleanse. I think they're just beautifully done. One thing I love about Hand Me That Pencil, Justine, I love her artwork, is they're just so beautiful, and they do have like the diversity in regards to, like here we've got the crone here with the words cloak, which I think is just gorgeous. Got cradle, depth, door. She's really put a lot of effort and a lot of thought into the imagery, the keywords, the extras in the card. Here we've got just dream with the rabbit here, or here, the dream. We've got ember. We've got flow with the dragonflies. So you can see there's an animal aspect to this deck as well, which I love. Flux with the snake, which I think is quite interesting. Gather with the squirrel. We know squirrels like to gather the nuts before, you know, before winter steps in. We've got gift, and well, now this looks like someone who's pregnant, but she's holding a bowl of water. We've got glimmer, and we've got like she's put like a unicorn horn on her forehead there, which is kind of interesting. Grief is really interesting. We've got this woman, and you can just see the grief, the sorrow, the heartache that's shown in the imagery there. I think it's beautifully well done. We've got guard with a doe. Could be a doe or a deer. Stag. Looks more like a doe. We've got guardian, like with the wolf. We've got the fox as a guide, which I think is kind of cute. Again, we've got the dark bunny or dark hare with haunt. Now this one is hunger. Oh wow, you can just see that imagery really shows that she is hungry for, you know, for food, for life. You can just tell there's that hunger energy. We've got ink, someone drawing, scribing with the feather. Got a keeper, look like a beekeeper. Lead with a big cat. Hummingbird. And a bell with lift, which is quite cool. Lure. Okay, we've got a woman in a bikini top or of some sort. She's got a mirror. Feather, that's kind of interesting. Mend with a mouse and a thimble. Messenger with a bird. Mirror. Now it looks like the mirror is actually showing someone different. So maybe she sees herself differently in the mirror. Mythos. Isn't interesting. Sort of very Greek sort of energy there with that. I don't know why. We've got bat. We've got this with the navigate. That. Nest. With an egg. It's interesting. Nourish with bee in the hourglass. Oracle. Pace, we got the snail and the hourglass, which is interesting. Peace with the dove. Phoenix, the actual phoenix there. Pulse, so you've got a clock with time. Something to do with timing there. Was that a drum? Could be a drum of some sort. Drum, have the beat of the drum. Pulse. Okay, a star with radiance. Black swan with reflect. A ritual with a cauldron and smoke and herbs. That's interesting. Rooted. It's with a green shoot. Okay, sanctuary, someone in meditation. Seed, someone planting a seed. We've got the shadow energy with the horns. I think it's quite cool. Shed. Or with the snake as in shedding old skins. I thought shed as in shelter when I first saw that, but when I saw the snake and I see that it's like shedding old skins. Oops. Okay, we've got the... Oh, that's like a kitsune energy. Kitsune energy, fox, fire fox energy. With sight, the Japanese deity, entities. Okay, sovereign. It's a very sovereign type of energy, very royalty. Speak. It's interesting with owl and a scroll and a crone with a cloak over here. Wise energy. Spire. That's interesting. She's got a shell that's around her neck there, and that canopia energy, that spire energy. Things spiring. Step, taking a step with a deer or a doe. Stillness with a moth, which I think is really cool. Tether. Oh, with the red there, like being tethered to somebody or something. Doesn't look very happy about being tethered there. Threadbare. Someone sewing. Threshold. It's got a crystal there. It looks like she's trying to connect to the spirit realm of some sort. Got tide. That looks like a mermaid in the sea with the seahorse. Transform. That's interesting. So you've got a snail on the ground. Now you've got like a deer, but it's got wings. which is interesting. Unity, with 2 hands holding the rose. Unknown, moving into, it's got a question mark up here. Veil, being covered, the veil covering the face. Vein. Vein. Okay, there's spider webs in there. There's a spidery energy there. Vessel with a bowl, and that's a slightly sort of curvy woman with the vessel, very watery energy. Weave with a lantern, a wreath, a doe, or a baby, or a bambi, like a baby deer. Wander. Here she's wandering around. She's got that lantern to light the way in the dark. Whisper with a feather. And wild, looks like a raven or a crow of some sort with a key. Then you've got wisdom with the whale and the seashell there. And you've got yearn for something with a moth. Wow, really beautiful cards. So this is the back of them with the moth on the back, black and white. So let's have a look and see what message are we going to get from the cards today. So let's just give this a really good shuffle for a minute. Nice deep breath. What message are the cards going to give us today? Oh, here we go. Seed. So this is about planting seeds. It feels like this is about, have you planted the idea or the seed into what you want to do for your life? Are you planting the seed in what's important to your journey? Threadbare. Okay, this is about sewing things together, creating something. Maybe something's feeling like, you know, as you're planting the seed, maybe you're feeling very vulnerable in a way. I get a sense of, feels like it needs to be repaired, it needs to be taken care of. Something needs to be taken care of as you plant the seed. You might find moments of feeling like things are, you're tethered to something. Maybe something doesn't feel too right in the whole situation. It might ask you to be sort of a bit more aware of the situation. Allowing things to flow. You know, or are you trying to resist the challenges that come up? Or are you going with the flow? Are you allowing yourself to acknowledge those challenges so that you can move forward? Oh! Again, you get that movement, you know, knowing that things are up and down. Things are not always perfect, but that's okay. You might feel at moments when things, you might feel a little bit tethered, you might feel a little bit trapped in the situation, and maybe it's time to sort of allow yourself to just reflect in those moments. You know, things are not always as they seem. Okay, this is kind of interesting. So I think, you know, with the readings and things like that, things are not always going to be as they seem. Things are not going to always be, and it might be about nurturing the moment with the nest card here. So kind of interesting. So you have that thing about planting the seed, planting that idea, planting that beginning, the possibilities of what something could be. And then you have the sense of feeling like everything is is needing repair. Something needs to be fixed in some way, and you might be feeling very tethered to that idea or that perception. But it's about allowing yourself to actually go through the flow, allowing your things to feel like there are moments when things are not perfect, and that's okay. But it's about acknowledging those moments to allow yourself to reflect when things don't seem perfect. It's okay to be in those moments and know that you are nurturing the idea of giving birth to something new. So I think it's about acknowledging those life's ups and downs. moments, acknowledging those life's ups and downs through all those difficult times, and being able to sit in those moments so that you can go through each of those moments, being able to acknowledge, to be able to, I just feel like gaining something from this process, being able to gain the experience that you need to be able to create the path that you want by acknowledging those life's ups and downs. Okay, so that's it from me. Take care and blessed be.